What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. On the last part, we got to see a very different future saga. And surprisingly, Goten and Trunks were able to solve it themselves, thanks to their great strength and their training from the Kais, as well as some help from Fusion. Future Goten and Trunks were able to defeat the two Zamasus, with some help from their old friends. And while the last part wasn't really focused on the present timeline, this part definitely will be, as we're heading into the Tournament of Power. For this part, let's hit a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of the series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. So now we're heading to what's possibly the penultimate part of the series. A lot has changed already, and with Chi-Chi being part of the story now, all of those things snowball together, completely altering the landscape of the Tournament of Power. Immediately, we could see some changes within the team itself. Ever since the Universe 6 tournament, Zeno's been wanting to do this, and now it's finally coming to fruition. Universe 7 now needs 10 members for the team. And the first three are pretty obvious: Goku, Vegeta, and Chi-Chi. Goku's not sure how to break it to everyone that the universe could be erased, but instead of bribing everyone with Zeni or whatever, Chi-Chi thinks it's best to tell them flat out. If anything, that would encourage people to join the tournament. Yeah, it's scary, they can keep it from the general public, but in terms of their group, it's better to not keep them in the dark. Even Goten and Trunks are told about this, because they will be joining the team. As we've seen in the scenario, Goten's pretty strong, as is Trunks too. They'll definitely be beneficial for the team, and of course, Gohan and Piccolo are there too. That makes 7. And the last 3 fighters are pretty easy to pick: Krillin, Tenshinhan, and Roshi. Without Frieza and the androids, we have Chi-Chi, Goten, and Trunks on the team replacing them. Goten and Trunks are pretty hyped up for this. Well, not for the fact that they could get erased, but for the fact that they could show off their true strength now, especially Goten. But they also have Fusion to rely on. It works so well for the other version of them that they've started relying on it more and more. Not too much because they do want to fight individually, but if they ever need it as a last resort, they have it. Piccolo even tells them this too: don't use it unless they absolutely need to. It'll reduce the amount of fighters they have by 1, even though it does make a stronger one. It's risky, but could help in the right scenario. As for Vegeta, he's continued his own path of training, alongside with Piccolo. The two have been trying out Kaioken more and more, and of course Piccolo has an advantage when it comes to this, but for Vegeta, he still wants to try and max it out as much as possible. Combining with Super Saiyan Blue was a really good idea. But besides just improving Kaioken, he wants to improve Blue as well, and he's found a new level of it: Mastered Super Saiyan Blue. It's not too different from regular Blue, but it uses it at 100% efficiency, although it's pretty hard to maintain at first. But thankfully Piccolo has a good solution. The two of them think it might be a good idea to head into the Room of Spirit and Time together, not only to train Super Saiyan Blue, but to train Kaioken. They go in for about a day, which is a year on the inside, and not only does Piccolo see some great gains, but Vegeta sees a considerable increase in strength as well. This is mainly seen in his Super Saiyan Blue form. He's got a better control on the perfected version of it, and has found out a way to actually use Kaioken on top of it. At first this was really hard to maintain, but with that year of training, it actually really helped a lot. Not to mention, he's able to use Kaioken at even higher levels now. This actually makes him the strongest person on the team, far above anyone else, even Goku and Chi-Chi. Perfected Blue alone is one thing, but the fact that he has Kaioken on top of it, and Kaioken at higher levels, well, it's a deadly combination. And as for Piccolo, training alongside Vegeta so much is really helping, especially with the two of them using Kaioken. But besides that, I don't think I need to cover anything else before the tournament, and now we can head into the actual battle itself. The team heads to the World of Void as the tournament begins. Right away the Saiyans get to work. Surprisingly, the first thing Goten does is go after Frost. He knows that Frost could be a wild card, so he decides to surprise him. Not only showing off his increase in power, but showing that he's serious about this battle. Catching Frost off guard means that Universe 6 has already lost a person, and that's actually the first elimination of the tournament. And of course Frost is pretty angry and he tries to kill Goten, but he gets erased right away. Trunks watches on during the whole thing and thinks it's pretty cool. And he and Goten are going to use that same strategy. They want to try and catch people by surprise. Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta work together a lot, dismantling a lot of the other universes, with Goku and Chi-Chi sticking together doing the same. Everyone is pacing themselves too. They're all in base, and as for Piccolo, he's not using Kaioken. Although there are rare instances where Chi-Chi or Goku go Super Saiyan. But besides that, everyone's trying to be as efficient as possible and conserve as much stamina as they can. Gohan and Piccolo then end up facing the Universe 6 Saiyan, with the 3 of them teaming up against them. Although, this isn't as hard as it seems. The Universe 6 Saiyans still don't have Super Saiyan. If you remember from before, Cabba never learned Super Saiyan, meaning Caulifla and Kale don't have it either. They are still pretty strong as is, but together, Gohan and Piccolo are showing even more power. And this causes something really surprising to happen really quick, as Kale and Caulifla fuse way earlier on. They didn't realize how outmatched they were, and fusing seems to be their only course of action right now, otherwise they're going to be eliminated. So they break out the Potara early on into the tournament. This creates Kefla, who is a pretty strong opponent, although she is only in base, and this is her maximum power. Cabba ends up getting knocked out pretty early on. and that serves as kind of a catalyst for this. At first, Gohan and Piccolo are challenged when facing Kefla, but the two of them continue powering up as Gohan goes into Super Saiyan 2 and Piccolo activates Kaioken for the first time. This actually concerns Kefla. She heard that Kaba mentioned that the other Saiyans from Universe 7 can transform or something, and now that the both of them are seeing it up close, it's more terrifying than they initially thought. But they're not going to back down. Although, Gohan and Piccolo do want to make this quick, in order to conserve as much stamina as possible, they go to their maximum power early on, with Piccolo showing off ludicrous levels of Kaioken. He could use times 100 pretty flawlessly, and he even goes to times 200. And as you can imagine, with these two strong fighters together, as well as a much weaker Kefla, they're able to knock her out. Goten and Trunks actually get kind of a kick out of this. You see, those two fuse too early. Although that method that they use is pretty weird. Their fusion dance, that's superior, and they're going to say that for later on. But more importantly, right now, Goku and Chi-Chi are about to face Jiren. Yes, both of them together. When you think about it, it's pretty obvious that the two of them are going to stick together during this fight. Besides their relation, it's also the fact that they're basically the same person in terms of fighting. They're always looking for a strong challenge. And the two approach Jiren. Then they turn to each other, and Jiren wonders what they're plotting. And then, they play a game of rock, paper, scissors. This just confuses him and kinda insults him in a way. Jiren tells them flat out, one of them isn't going to be enough. So, they decide not only would it be better to fight them together, but it might be more fun. The two power up and begin cycling through their forms, eventually reaching Super Saiyan Blue. And even with the two of them fighting together, it's still not enough. Alright, well they at least have one more form up their sleeves. They really hope they'll be able to obtain that thing that Whis was telling them about, but this should be enough for now. A really strong evolution is Super Saiyan Blue. Even Vegeta was aware of this, and he was wondering when they're going to break it out. He's more focused on Blue Kaioken, so it makes sense that they pursued their own evolution of Super Saiyan Blue. They begin powering up, surrounded by a dark bluish aura. Both of them are showing off Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and they begin attacking Jiren. Individually they wouldn't have been enough, but together, they're actually making some progress, although not a lot. They still need to gauge Jiren's power, and as far as they know, he's not even fully powered up yet, not even close. As that fight continues, the rest of Universe 7 faces their own opponents. Goten and Trunks end up facing Dispo, and together they're easily able to annoy him, which forces him to go into his light speed mode. And then the two of them realize why Kefla fused so early on. It's a shame. Goten kinda wanted to eliminate more people himself, but at least he got Frost. He and Trunks agree to fuse, but they just need some help to hold off Dispo. Gohan then jumps in, helping them once more, trying to buy some time as the two fuse together into Gotenks. Gohan uses Super Kaioken 2 to fend off Dispo, and as he's fighting the Pride Trooper, he suddenly sees a ring of energy fly overhead, descending down upon Dispo and then contracting. Gotenks was perfect for this. The Galactic Donut was just what they needed. Together, Gohan and Gotenks pick Dispo up as he struggles to try and escape the Galactic Donuts. And pretty casually, they just throw him off the stage. That was pretty fun. Gotenks wants to try and conserve as much energy as possible. They're almost halfway through the tournament at this point, and if Gotenks conserves his energy, he could try and make the fusion last the entire time. Or at least whatever time is remaining. Vegeta's focused on weakening the ranks of the other teams. Using Blue Kaioken and Burst really helps him with this. Not only does it make for some great surprise attacks, but it gives him the power that he needs in a pinch. He and Piccolo take out basically the rest of the Pride Troopers besides Dispo. Although, Toppo does seem to be an issue, but he doesn't transform into his God of Destruction mode. Without Frieza there to violently piss him off, he actually doesn't really have a reason to transform, or at least to abandon his morals. And because of that, Blue Kaioken Vegeta and Kaioken Piccolo are able to take him on, defeating him and throwing him out of the ring. All this time, Goku and Chi-Chi's fight with Jiren is still ongoing, and since the rest of the universes aren't that much of a threat anymore, others begin trying to pitch in and help. Surprisingly, even Hit jumps in the fight. He's the only one left for Universe 6 by this point, and he's accepted that they're probably going to lose. But instead of giving up, he'd rather team up with Universe 7 against Jiren. This guy's a loose cannon and they can't let him win. With Universe 7, at least one of them might wish people back. So really this is his best chance at survival. Jiren gets trapped in a time cage, as Goku, Chi-Chi, and Vegeta attack together, with all three of them maxing out their powers. But even in the time cage, Jiren tries to power up more and more, and eventually he's able to break through, then going right for Hit and taking him out of the ring. Although, this actually did help Universe 7 a bit, and they thank Hit for his sacrifice. They're able to get a lot of good hits in, no pun intended. And they actually dealt some significant damage to Jiren, although he kinda does brush it off. But still, without Hit's help, Jiren wouldn't have been held in place. And this helped them actually make some progress. Gohan and Gotenks join in the fight too, as well as Piccolo. They ended up cleaning up the rest of the universes. And now Jiren really is the only main focus. The gods, at least all the remaining ones, watch on in amazement, not expecting Universe 7 to have been this powerful. But all the gods from Universe 11 laugh. Despite all their progress, Universe 7 is still not going to win. There's no way they can hope to defeat Jiren. Although a bit weakened, Goku and Chi-Chi are still ready to fight, and they power up once more. As for Gotenks, he has a trick up his sleeve too, showing off Super Saiyan 3, which surprises everyone. They don't know exactly what that is, but it seems strong. Although he needs to make it quick because it will drain the fusion. And Jiren watches as the rest of the team powers up, at least the ones who can power up. Piccolo goes into Kaioken, Gohan goes into Super Kaioken too, with Vegeta using Blue Kaioken. So many different auras, he can't even keep track of what's going on. That's a lie, he can. All he needs to do is power up himself, which he does. They were able to do some good damage before thanks to Hit, with Hit also having dealt some damage as well. So the good thing is, Jiren's not at full health, nor is he at full stamina because he was fighting beforehand, although he still is in pretty good shape compared to the rest of them, mainly compared to Goku and Chi-Chi who didn't really stand a chance against him before. But now with everyone together, they're going to win. They're confident about it. Goku and Chi-Chi start off, attacking Jiren head-on to distract him. Together the two of them punch him, and he's thrown right into Vegeta, who then powers up Kaioken even higher. It's hurting him, but it's not that bad. He could push this beyond its limits, he knows it. Jiren throws a punch at Vegeta, but he's then grabbed by Piccolo who extended his arm in. Jiren jerks his arm and that flings Piccolo over towards him, but Piccolo flips midair, throwing blast out at Jiren. This creates a smoke screen, and when it clears, Jiren's surrounded by a bunch of Gotenkses. The Super Ghost Kamikaze attack. All of the ghosts explode, which doesn't damage Jiren much, but destroys a lot of the ring around him. A couple discs carve into the ground as well, as Goku throws multiple Kienzans, with Chi-Chi helping too. The ring below Jiren gives out, and just in the nick of time, he jumps away. But when he lands, the other platform he lands on gives away as well. They were distracting Jiren from the fact that they were chopping up the ring, and he doesn't know which parts of the ring are safe and which aren't. He keeps trying to jump back in, but more of the ring keeps giving out below him, and if he uses too much of his strength, well then the rest of the ring will get destroyed as well and he won't have anywhere to jump into. They've already weakened the ring a lot, preventing Jiren from using most of his power, but he doesn't care. He keeps trying to attack, and the group continues destroying more and more of the ring together. They know they might not beat Jiren by pure power alone, and this is their best bet. But they also do try and attack Jiren, and he's getting sloppy. He is facing a lot of people at once, and even though together they might not overpower him, they're able to annoy him. Plus, he's also focused on not falling out of the ring, and whenever he does land on ground that's about to break, it trips him up. The group keeps pulling off all of these combo attacks, but also, they keep on destroying the ground below them. Jiren's unsure of why they're doing this. They're going to lose as well if they knock themselves out of the ring, and they say they don't care. They'll find a way. The group completely shifts their focus. Jiren doesn't understand why, but for some reason they're completely set on destroying the ring now. More and more of the ring gives out below them. Whenever Jiren tries to jump up, they even try and stop him. Combined Ki Blast and Galactic Donuts try and do this, although they don't accomplish much. They do slow him down a bit though. But with so much of the ring broken, more people on Universe 7 even fall out. Piccolo's the first to go, then Gotenks, although each of them lend more energy to the other fighters that are still in the ring. Goku then falls through, and then Vegeta. It's just Chi-Chi and Jiren jumping on little chunks of the ring. The two clash midair, and then Chi-Chi is eliminated. But as Jiren lands back on the ground, he falls through, although he doesn't care, because he thinks that he's won. But when he's in the stands, he sees that Universe 7 is eliminated, and he only counts 9 fighters over there? Wait, where's the other one? 2 of the humans did get knocked out of the ring before, Tenshinhan and Roshi, but Krillin, he never got knocked out. Yeah, he wasn't fighting this whole time, it's because he's been hiding. And then they see, on the broken pieces of the timer in the middle of the ring, there's a small chunk of rock that's about to fall apart. Krillin's holding on for dear life, and it seems he's the only one left in the ring. That was their strategy. They knew Krillin was there, and that's why they focused on breaking the ground. Jiren thinks it's foolish that he wasn't able to notice this, and because of that, Krillin's the MVP of the tournament because he's the only one left in the ring. He's glad everyone saw his plan, and that Goku and Chi-Chi made use of his Kienzans, although he has a big responsibility now. He needs to make a wish for Super Shenron. Now, Krillin's a pretty smart guy and a pretty good guy. First of all, he knows that Zen was watching, and second of all, he knows what the best wish would be. So instead of a selfish wish, he decides to wish for all the universes to come back. And the good thing is, just like he thought, this is what Zeno wanted. He breathes a sigh of relief, knowing that he didn't piss off Zeno. And I guess with that, we get enough this part here for now. So, what did you guys think about this video? And what do you think is going to happen next time on the finale? Leave any thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like, and let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of this series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos I upload on my channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.